Welcome along, or should I say ho, 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 and welcome along to a very festive Pixiecast. I'm joined by some very special friends of ours. These people are all, or are based either in Europe or have a European connection. So, starting with the ladies first, I have Mari Mejias, who will tell you she is half Spanish. She does live in Boston now, in the United States, but she has Spanish traditions. And then above her, as I'm looking at my screen, we have the wonderful Claes Leon, who is in Sweden. Above him is Raymond Kouters. Is it Kouters or Kouters, Raymond? I always forget.
Kouters.
Kouters. Raymond Kouters in next door in the Netherlands. And then David Hutchinson of England, of Yorkshire, proud Yorkshireman, but now living in Dusseldorf, Germany. So we're just going to spend the next sort of half an hour, 40 minutes or so talking about Christmas, what it means to us, what we'll be doing in our own respective countries and traditions and things like that. So Mari, ladies first. As I've said, you are half Spanish. How are you?
I grew up, my father is Spanish, and I spent some Christmases in Spain, going up through my adulthood as well. And my mother actually is has Norwegian background, so we kind of had a mixture of those two traditions. We used to open our presents on Christmas Eve, which is the Norwegian way, as opposed to on Christmas Day in the U.S. But in Spain, all my cousins, they don't believe in Santa Claus, but they believe in the Three Kings. They would come on Epiphany, which is January 6th.
Yeah.
And instead of, you see, I have stockings behind me on the fireplace, but the kids would leave their shoes out on the balcony for the Three Kings to come and leave their gifts on the Noche Buena.
Okay.
Sorry, on Epiphany.
Yeah. Okay. And Klaus, what was Christmas like for you as a child in Sweden?
Amazing. We celebrate the 24th.
Yeah.
Here, so that would be Christmas Eve?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I had an odd upbringing when it comes to Christmas because I grew up in a toy shop.
Wow.
So the whole family worked till we were almost insane because there's a rush for gifts the last 2 months, November and December. So everybody had to chip in and really work hard. So it was long days. So the 23rd, just the day before Christmas, that's when you sort of just could breathe out that it was all over. Everything was done with work. So that was a special upbringing. Also being around all of these different kinds of toys as a kid was, of course, different from childhood friends and stuff. But it was wonderful. Yep, and it was. We had like some do the whole huge family thing with the. Baking stuff before Christmas, the food preps and Christmas trees and we had much more snow when I grew up. I think it has gotten, at least in my area where I live now and where I grew up, which is 2 hours up north, much more snow as I remember it as a kid. So
Cool.
Now everything's just green,
A lot closer to the North Pole there, aren't you?
Yeah, but the way it's going, we might not have any more North Pole if you're a believer of that. But
sure,
I definitely seen changes from being a kid and stuff. So
well, it's still cold in here. It's still cold here in Lapland, I can tell you. So
yes, it is. Up north, they I guess would say it has not been a change. Well, why do I know? I drive a truck. I have no idea.
And Raymond, in the Netherlands, what was Christmas like for you as a child?
Well, as a child, I had 2 very religious parents, so we went to church every Christmas Eve. I have to say I hated that, but now I have good memories going back to that time, thinking of that time. It was real cozy and with all of the family. It was a great time. We celebrate 2 days of Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
The first day of Christmas, it's family only. We invite a lot of people coming over to eat. And yeah, it was a great time. I had great fun, and thinking of it now at the moment, yeah, it makes me feel nostalgic.
Sure. Yeah.
And yeah, I really love those days. Were great fun times.
Good. And David, you grew up in Yorkshire, in Leeds.
Yes.
Tell us about a Yorkshire Christmas.
A Yorkshire Christmas. I remember when I was a kid, I remember being insanely excited. And because unlike what Marie was just saying, Christmas Day, obviously the 25th is when in England you get your presents.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't sleep. It was awful. I'd be awake at like 4 a.m, champing at the bed. Where are my presents? And all the traditional Christmas. So my parents used to actually leave one present in my room, a book or something, so that I could put my light on and start reading.
Uh-huh.
Otherwise, no, like Christmas in the UK. The weird thing in our family was that my mum's birthday is Christmas Eve.
Mhm.
All right,
Which
okay.
I always thought was a bit of a shame for her, because it was like you never celebrated her birthday separately. It was just Christmas. So we used to have people around on Christmas Eve in the evening. That was usually friends and neighbors. And then just what Raymond was saying, we used to go to the midnight mass.
Yeah.
Which was I'm not a particularly religious person, but I have fond memories of that. It was lots of singing and Christmas songs. It was really nice.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, on Christmas Day, there was a tradition that we had family over. That was my dad's sister, so my aunt, uncle, and their 2 kids who were the same age as me and my brother, and we would go to theirs on New Year's. So that was a Christmas tradition at our place.
Okay. And Mari, what will you be doing this year then with your family at Christmas time?
So my family, also my quarantine bubble, comprises me, my partner Aaron, who's actually Jewish, and I'm gonna come back in a second and show you something that is pretty hilarious that I made for him. But so we will open some presents on Christmas Day, which I've never done as an adult. So that would be, or as a ever really. So except recently. And my neighbor Kim will make us, who's also part of our bubble and kind of part of our family, we have a stocking for her on the tree. She's going to make us a nice dinner as a gift for probably Christmas Eve and a nice breakfast on Christmas Day. And I also live with my stepson, who is 18 years old. So we'll have a really chill pandemic
So
holiday.
Hanukkah's around the same time as
Hanukkah's like next week, so he's like more of a Taoist Jew, so he's
Right.
not very like traditional necessarily, but we'll light a few candles during the time, and we'll exchange some gifts, and it's a really nice time as well. So
Uh-huh.
so
And
that's
Klaus,
the plan for this year. It's
and
very
Klaus,
low
what
key.
will
I
you be
usually
doing?
have a big party and
Uh-huh.
everything. I usually this weekend I'm up at a big party normally in New Hampshire, but not this year.
And Klaus, what will you be doing over there in Sweden?
Um,
Don't tell me you're going to be busy in your truck driving around with your...
I know there will be some time off, and I'll go visit my family, 2 older brothers, and so there's that. And I spoke to my parents because they're old and stuff, how one might try to arrange something with this whole Corona thing going on, which sort of screws up Christmas for everyone. You know.
Indeed.
So we'll see. I'm not sure how to work that one out. Yeah, but yeah, that's about it.
Okay, I must just go back to Mari before I speak to Raymond again. Mari, very impressive.
Oh, I just wanted to say I have the Santa yarmulke hat that I made, which is always a big hit at parties. So I will wear it now because my hair is messed up on my big.
You just made the one, have you? Or you've made several?
I just made the one. I should sell them, right?
You
Like,
should do.
Yeah.
Suits you
Definitely.
well.
yeah, but yeah. So it's a blending of traditions.
And Raymond, over there in the Netherlands, what will you
Yep.
be doing on Christmas Day?
Yeah.
You said
we're
your
not sure
daughter's in
yet.
Germany at the moment.
Yeah, we're not sure yet what we are going to do because my daughter is having a gap year and she's now for 2 months on the border of Germany and Austria. And we plan to go there, but knowing the Corona measures, I'm not sure if we're going to make it. So maybe we'll stay at home. Maybe we'll try to go to Germany, close to where my daughter is, and hopefully we can see each other at Christmas time. But I'm not sure. So
Okay. And would you drive there then, or would you fly?
no, we'll drive.
Oh, okay.
It's
Is it
about
is it a long
800
drive for you?
kilometers. Sorry?
Is it a long drive for you?
Well, it's about 8 to 9 hours.
Okay.
So that's okay. We can do that in one day. So
Right. So you're just waiting to find out what the regulations are going to be nearer the time.
yeah, but at the moment, I don't think we can go skiing. That's what we normally do during Christmas time. So I think we just have to see and wait. And I hope we can arrange to book a house near where my daughter is, so we can see each other.
Okay. And David, yourself in Germany, what will you be doing on Christmas Day?
Christmas Day, I'm not exactly sure we're in what people are calling lockdown light here in Germany again. At the moment, that's quite restrictive, but they're lifting these restrictions for the Christmas period. So we should be able to meet up with family. And I know that I don't know if it's going to be on Christmas Day or on Boxing Day, but my sister and brother-in-law, my my nephew and niece, and their little boy, they're going to come over and spend a day with us and have a meal with us. So looking forward to that.
Okay. So are they in Germany, are they?
They're all in Germany.
Okay.
My nephew and his wife, they live about an hour's drive from here down near Aachen. And my sister and brother-in-law are in the Berlin area.
Right. Okay. Oh, lovely. So hopefully you'll all be able to get together. So
I hope that all comes off, yes.
And Mari, you said you've got your neighbours coming and they're cooking for you.
My neighbor Kim, yeah, she's a
so-
really great, interesting person. She's like a member of our family.
So what would a traditional Christmas dinner be for you?
It's going to be a surprise, so we don't actually know. I have no idea what she's going to make. But usually my mom used to make Swedish meatballs growing up on Christmas Eve. Right,
exactly. Thumbs up from class there.
From class. And yeah, and you know, in Spain, I would really love the mantecados, and like all the Christmas treats were so good, and the polverones.
Yeah.
But you don't cook those, you buy those.
Okay. So, class, the thumbs up there for the Swedish meatballs.
Yes.
Is that what you'll be having on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve?
Yeah, that's all we eat.
But lefse, do you eat lefse?
Huh?
You eat lefse? The like potato like pancake thing we used to make. My mom used to make that. It's Norwegian, so it might not be.
Yeah. Interesting.
With the Swedish meatballs and gravy.
Yeah.
Like the flat potato thing.
Yes. We have a potato thing. It's like a maybe you know this from Norway or. So it's you put it in the oven. So you slice potatoes in thin slices, like a little bit thinner than like McDonald's fries, sort of slim. And so you put that in the that thing you put in the oven. What do you call it? So it's potatoes, sliced onions, cream, a whole lot of cream. And pepper and salt and all that stuff, and then also you put I think is it herring you put in there? That's
we have
small
Nice.
pickled herring we would have as an appetizer.
Yeah, and yeah. So that's the potato thing.
Nice.
I think that's about all right. Might be totally wrong, but something like that. So that's the potato thing. And then you have the meatballs, and you have tiny little sausages. I don't know the English name for it, but they're like small. small little hot dogs like this size, and some pie, and I bet there's a lot of stuff I'm forgetting here. And that's like the warm side of the food department of the Christmas table. And then there's the cold side, which is a whole bunch of stuff like cooked and divided eggs in half, and on the egg halves you put caviar, a little piece of caviar, and some green stuff, whatever that's called. Some salad thing.
That sounds like Mike Flynn Jr.
Yeah, and a peeled shrimp.
Okay.
That's one way to do it. And then, of course, there's different sorts of caviar to put on those eggs, and different kinds of cheese, bread, and smoked salmon, and like 3-4 different kinds of salmon that we eat. And then, of course, there's the herrings that comes in a glass jar, which are, man, is it herring? I have to look this up. Jesus, I was not prepared. So it's tiny pieces of fish in a glass jar, and you can put them in different sorts of preparations. Onions, that would be one, and there's some mustard one, a whiskey one, a vodka one. So a whole bunch of those, like 10 to 15 different kinds of that. And cheese is important. Christmas cheese. People used to do their own cheeses a lot, but I think it has gotten less. And it's a hard cheese, but it's not hard as like in Italian hard cheese, So it's a cross between a soft and hard cheese, but it contains a lot of fat, so it's very, very fat ass cheese. Yeah, and we have this weird thing. I'd love to hear if anybody else does this. So you have a huge bowl with clear, would it be gravy? Sort of it's liquid, but I bet it's like lots of fat in there from the Christmas ham and pig fat and crap. And you put a slice of bread in it and you pull it up. So depending on how mushy you want the slice of bread, and that goes on a plate. And of course the Christmas ham that you prepare for like days before, and that you also do in the oven and covered in mustard, just murdered in mustard. So
it was all sounded very healthy for a while, and now it's just turned to fat.
Yeah. The poor people working at the sewer centrals, I bet they put in some extra hours. I'm sorry.
And Raymond, what will you be feasting on for Christmas in the Netherlands?
What do you mean? What we're going to eat?
Yeah, what will you be eating? Yeah.
Speak English, Andrew.
Sorry.
Lots of things. Just a whole lot of things.
Uh-huh.
A lot of meat. I'm sorry for all the vegetarians, but we eat a lot of meat. And vegetables and mainly ice as a dessert. That's most important to me. I love ice cream.
Okay.
And nothing particular, I guess.
No. Okay.
Just the normal stuff.
Uh-huh.
A lot of sweets.
Good. And
Yeah.
David, do you bring any English food likings over to your German Christmas meal?
I had actually ordered a typical British Christmas cake, and it's got lost in the post somewhere. I don't know. It's maybe not going to turn up. I sent for it from England.
Oh no.
And they've lost track of it somewhere. So I don't know. Proper fruit cake with icing and the traditional English kind of thing. I was really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
But other than that, a little bit like Raymond, there doesn't seem to be a set thing that you eat. Like in England or in the UK, it's turkey.
Yeah.
The same as Thanksgiving in the US.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's nothing really set like that in Germany. My wife tells me that her grandma used to make venison, which I'm not very keen on. So we, like Raymond said, just lots of different things. Very meat driven, I'm afraid. Again, my apologies to the vegetarians.
Not really a great time for vegetarians, I don't think.
These days, I'm sure you can find lots of fantastic alternatives. In the past, maybe it was more difficult. I don't know. But so we'll when the family come, we'll probably be having a roast beef, something like that.
Yeah, right. We eat that over here too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And back to you, Mari. What do you like to drink at Christmas time? Festive drinks, or is it just
Oh,
whatever you
I
would
like
normally
to
drink
make
throughout the year?
like a mulled wine and
Mhm.
apple cider with like a kind of butter you put in it, and it's with some spices, and it's very delicious. So that's like, it's warm, obviously.
Mhm.
And just, like eggnog. I've made eggnog from scratch, and you sometimes put rum in it or something else. So that's fun too. So those are like the two traditional Christmas drinks. And then, of course, the usual wine, and of course, champagne or cava or something on New Year's.
Uh-huh. Cava coming from Spain, of course.
Yeah.
And is that similar in Sweden, Class? Similar types of drinks that you like to enjoy?
Yeah, there's, the traditional stuff, all the booze and liquor and grogs, or the vodka type of things that we drink. Well, that's like hard liquor. Man, I have to Google this. Aquavit. Anybody know? Ever heard that name?
Oh yes, we know aquavit.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
So we drink that a lot. So many Christmas Eves have ended in despair because of the amount that Santa Claus will be drinking, and so So I mean, it's actually this. Well, this is the same all over the world. But if you're a Santa going around houses, and you do 5 or 6 houses, as the Santa Claus, you would be starting at house number 1, having maybe 2, 3, or 4 of those aquavits, and house number 2, it's the same. So house number 5, that Santa Claus is, he's going to be slipping and sliding on the on the staircase. So and we also have one drink that is unique to this country, and it's a type of soda. It's a soft drink, and it's there's a funny story about this. So we've had this as long as I can remember. I don't know, 70, 80 years or whatever, and it's brewed for Christmas and sold in shops, and I don't know what to compare it to, but it has an odd taste. Tastes like nothing else. The Americans, they have root beer, so I don't know if I can compare it to that, but there's I guess some vanilla in it, and some other crap. And so when Coca-Cola wanted to up their sales for Christmas, and they had a huge problem with that because they didn't understand, why can't we sell more Coca-Cola over Christmas? It works in every other country. And the Swedish sales department, they told the head office in the U.S. that we have this thing called julmust. That's the Swedish name for it. And they were like, what is that? So they sent some over, and the response was basically, you guys drink that. You are serious about that. You are drinking that. And the Swedes were like, yeah. And now they have their own. So that's how they solved it. So, and we have also, we drink some, you heat this up and you have nuts and raisins in it. And I don't know if the German name would be Glühwein. I'm not sure that's
Mulled wine, you call it in English.
Yeah, it's very sweet tasting and Christmassy, and you can totally get smashed on that if it's
absolutely.
Yeah. So that's the type of drinks. And the aquavit thing, a lot of Swedes, they, it's of course illegal, but I've heard about this, that some do their own moonshine and, spice it up with different kinds of spices to make it all Christmassy and stuff. But of course that's illegal. So,
of course, we can't condone that.
Yeah.
And Raymond, what about yourself in the Netherlands? Similar
Yeah,
types of things?
What's maybe is special to the Netherlands is that we drink a lot of hot cocoa with whipped cream. And if you're old enough, you can put whiskey to that. That's what I like.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we drink a lot of wine. So, but the hot cocoa, that's really for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And in Germany, David?
Oh God, any
Glue wine?
excuse, you know. We drink a lot of sparkling wine, actually, what the Germans call Sekt. I suppose you would call it champagne anywhere else, except it's not from the Champagne area. It's so sparkling wine, lots of that. Any excuse of a bottle of Sekt, that's great. What Klaus was saying, the mulled wine, Glühwein, as it's called in Germany, that's very traditional. And the whole thing of Christmas markets, I believe that's catching on in the UK too.
Yeah.
America as well, Mary?
Yeah, like New York has them.
Yeah, these German style Christmas markets.
Yeah,
it's not happening this year, unfortunately, but normally it's great to just walk along the Christmas markets, look at all the tacky things they're trying to sell you, but drink. There's Glühwein, and as Klaus quite rightly says, you have a few of those and you know you've been there, there's proper alcohol in them.
Do you have, David, the Swedish word is glögg.
Glögg?
Glögg. So I'm thinking if there's a German word called glögg, I'm thinking there's not.
No, it's Glühwein. So but it's I don't particularly like it, but there are lots and lots of different versions. You can even get Glühwein, as Raymond was saying with his hot chocolate. You can get Glühwein with whipped cream.
Wow.
It makes it feel even less harmless, even more harmless. And then you realize after a little while, this wasn't harmless.
Oh, man.
Yeah, right.
And you get up from the sofa.
Yeah. And beer, which is, in fact, it's become a tradition that my wife gets me an advent calendar, which is a beer calendar, 24 different craft beers.
Oh, nice.
It's great. Every you don't know what's coming. You just have to open the little door and you pull out your little bottle of beer. It's great.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
So it's not a pint of Tetley's for you then?
It's not a pint of
Tetley's being a Yorkshire beer.
No, it's proper craft beers. Most of them from Germany. Some of them are from. I've had one so far from Austria, but the rest have been from Germany. But really.
Sounds
small
great.
breweries, really nice. I haven't had a bad one yet.
Excellent.
Nice.
Sounds good. And back to you, Mari. So let's talk a little bit about music. And is there any particular songs that you associate with Christmas?
Like all of them, all of the Christmas songs. I used to sing in a choir in madrigals when I was a kid and in college, and so I remember singing all those really traditional carols in usually a pretty traditional way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make a plug now for this band called the Gypsy Moths. They have a great song, "Come Unto the Christmas Party," and it's more rock and roll. And disclosure, I went to high school with two of the guys in the band, but they're getting a lot of play on like European internet radios and that sort of thing. So. So I like, kind of newer stuff that's not traditional necessarily. It's more like rock and roll.
And in Sweden, Klaus, is music important at this time of year?
Yes, it is. I have to correct myself for that potato thing. It's anchovies you put in it.
Anchovies, yeah, right.
Not herring.
Screws that up.
Yeah, sure.
I'm back in.
Thank you. And the booze we consume is, of course, schnapps.
Schnapps, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So nobody screws that up. So, some angry Swedish guy might show up and fucking hang me for fucking up Christmas. And, yes, Christmas music. All the traditional stuff, like Bing Crosby and stuff. I don't know. And of course, one song that was big in my family growing up, because of two older brothers that just loved music, was of course the Pogues, and we all know that Christmas song.
Right.
That, if I understand it correctly, has gotten censored.
Yeah, so well, it's all a bit odd, really, but yeah, there are some lyrics which on one BBC radio station they're playing the original lyrics, and on another BBC radio station they've changed the lyrics.
Huh.
So, but the lyrics are "You scumbag, you maggot, you cheap, lousy faggot," and obviously, faggot can be a derogatory term for someone who's gay.
So they changed it to maggot now, or what?
I can't remember what they're saying. I think they say you're something in haggard. I think they say, i.e., old and sort of run down.
Yep.
But I don't have a problem with the original version, but some people do. So yeah, depending on which radio station you listen to in this country, you'll either hear the original lyrics or the changed lyrics. So.
Okay, interesting.
But you know, in the context of the song, to say faggot is, to me, is perfectly acceptable, because it's
Right.
you know, it's two down and out drunken people singing to each other on Christmas Eve. So you know, they're not going to be using the correct, politically correct, as we say over here, language, are they? So you know.
And I'm thinking about if the whole rap world would just do Christmas songs. You know, that would be
Merry Christmas, motherfucker.
Yeah. And wow, there's so many words you. Yeah, guess we're not having any of that.
Probably not. I'm sure you can find it though if you go on the
internet. Yeah, probably.
And what about music in the Netherlands, Raymond?
So here it is, Merry Christmas. You know,
you
that
can't
one?
get through Christmas without Slade, can you?
Oh, Slade is great. I love it. And you know, I love A Little Drummer Boy by Johnny Cash.
Mm-hmm.
I play that all the time, and I love the Gregorian music as well.
Okay.
I listen to a whole lot of different stuff. And over here in the Netherlands, we have that guy. He's called Andre Hazes. You've probably never heard of him, but he sings about Christmas, and that's a really cool song. You can look it up. I will send you a link.
Okay, no, please do. I'll put it on the posting. Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah,
thank you.
I will.
And David, before we started recording, you said you don't like any Christmas music, so you're a real
Well, I'm going to have to revise that, because of what Raymond just said reminded me that when I was a kid, the things like Slade and Mud, they had their Christmas hits, and I loved it. And when I got to university age, bands like Slade and Mud were then on the university sort of tour thing, and going to see bands like that at Christmas time is brilliant. You have a few beers and then watch Slade doing Christmas, everyone, fantastic. So that's good. I remember that. The only other one I can think of, because I do hate Christmas songs as a general rule, but Bruce Springsteen did a live version of Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked that. I don't know why, but that's about it.
Okay. Lovely.
And the Shame Boys, they did a really nice cover of Feliz Navidad.
Who did that, sorry?
Shame.
Ah, okay.
Maybe you've heard of the band Shame?
No, there is quite a popular rendition of Feliz Navidad though over in the UK, which is quite sort of a jolly sort of family orientated song, if you like, sort of quite a party song the way that they've done it. So
right.
It's one of Jordan's favourites. My wife's Jordan's. She always listens to that. So
nice.
That and Wham! Last Christmas is always.
That's the kind of thing I hate.
Yeah, I know. I'm with you on that, David. Especially when you've heard it for about 50 times.
Don't mention Mariah Carey, because I'll leave.
No, don't worry. You mentioned Mariah Carey, not the rest of us, David.
Oh God, no. Yeah.
Okay. So that's the last of my questions. So I'm just going to go around the 5 of you or 4 of you now and just ask you, if you can, just to say Happy Christmas in your own language. Obviously, Mari, I'm talking about Spanish for you.
Claro.
Even I know how to say Happy Christmas in Spanish. So if you just want to say a Happy Christmas and wish everyone on the Pixies group a Happy Christmas, that would be lovely. So starting with you, Mari.
Feliz Navidad a todos mis amigos en el grupo de Pixies.
Wow, that was impressive. What did you say after Happy Christmas?
Oh, I just said Happy Christmas to everyone in the Pixies group.
Okay,
Friends of Pixies.
brilliant. Klaus, can you top that in Swedish?
Oh, that's gonna be short.
God jul.
There you go. God jul. Oh yeah.
Okay. And is that the same that's not the same in Dutch, is it, surely?
No, in Dutch we say gelukkig kerstfeest. En voor al mijn Pixies vrienden, leuk dat jullie er allemaal zijn en geniet van de kerstdagen. So that was a lot of Dutch.
What did you say then, Raymond?
God knows.
Well, I said happy Christmas to all my Pixies friends. Great you are here in this group. And I hope you enjoy your Christmas.
Lovely, thank you. And last but by no means least,
Thank you.
you've been in Germany long enough now to know how to say it.
I do. I'm just trying to get over the Dutch, because if you speak German and you speak English, you kind of have the feeling you ought to be able to speak Dutch, because there's like a mixture of both, but they don't pronounce it the way they write it. So if I'd seen what Raymond just said now written down, I would probably have understood it. But when he says it, I haven't got a clue.
Right, I can imagine.
Anyway, German, frohe Weihnachten an alle Pixies-Freunde aus der Gruppe und eine schöne Zeit und guten Rutsch ins neue Jahr.
Guten Rutsch, jawohl.
Guten Rutsch.
And what did you say there then, David?
I just said happy Christmas to all our friends in the Pixies group and have a great Christmas time. And then this is a very German thing, when you're wishing somebody a happy new year, you say Guten Rutsch, as Raymond obviously knows, which literally means have a good slide into the new year. I don't know why you slide into the new year, but that's...
It's a snap.
Hmm?
It's
Because of the schnapps.
Yes, and the snow.
Yeah.
The non-existent snow. Yeah.
Yep.
Brilliant, guys. Thank you so much for your time. I've really enjoyed it. Thank you very much for joining me again this afternoon, and for joining me earlier on in the year as well to record your own individual Pixiecast. And from me here in the UK or Lapland, wherever I may be, it's a secret for Father Christmas, wishing you and all your lovely friends and family a very happy Christmas.
Great. Thanks for the invitation, Andrew.
Thank you, guys.
Here's Andrew.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
You guys.